No, run while you
I
can.
feel bad for all of
Seriously.
you witnessing us.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah, don't you have anything better to do?
Right? It's Sunday night. Like, go spend it with your family.
Make dinner for Christ's sake.
There you go.
Got to go watch
Go
Snowpiercer.
groom your beards. That's
What's wrong with my beard? Wait a minute. Got excellent beard game going. Come on.
I had a
good.
beard accident the other day.
Oh no! Did you
I
I
lose
was
a chunk?
so I was trimming my beard, and so the clippers I have for my beard, they've got there's a push thing to them, like so you can adjust, and so they pushed in, and then I got this little stripe here. It's starting to get back there. So if
Okay.
I'm leaning more to my right a little bit,
you're
like this,
hiding. Okay.
this is not my best side. But yeah, I've been dealing with that. It was right before stream on Thursday too. I'm like, oh, gotta be kidding me.
Just nick the other side, and then it kind of balances out.
I tried to do that. That's what I tried to do. I was like, see, is this slow enough? Oh, God. Oh, man.
That's fantastic.
I don't think anybody noticed in the stream.
No.
No.
Not yet.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Here we are. More fucking Shadowrun.
yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Very excited.
This was very enjoyable last time. I liked the lore and how simple Fate is. It was a
Yes,
good
indeed.
system.
It is
I
a
also
very
like it, yeah.
simple system when you just have a story you want to tell. It's a great system to do it in. So should we get this thing started, Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do the intro or you want me to do it?
Sure, we can. I can muddle my way through it.
There you go.
Just look at the beard, not at my voice, and we'll be fine. So we are doing Shadowrun. This is a Circle, the original first edition as far as background goes. So think of the future as seen from the 1980s. No Wi-Fi. We're using the Fate accelerated system mishmash together to do this as a part of a little trial I'm doing using the Shadowrun universe and doing it in multiple systems. The next one will try Cortex after this. But yeah. So who we got tonight? Jeff, who were you playing last time? Tell us a little bit about your character and anything you want to plug for the stream here.
Yeah, so I was playing and will continue to play Gantu Praboa, who is a dwarf street samurai who's got a couple pieces of cybernetics that have replaced some of his limbs. He's got his right hand kind of turns into a hammer. And he smashes good. Doesn't think good, but he smashes good. Then his legs got like a little gun flamethrower thing or something in the bottom. We'll figure that out. So yeah, that's who I'm playing. Let's see. Yeah, I can do just smash really good. I can smash with precision. I wrote as an aspect, so I'm good at hindering people. So other things I do, I'm a member of Adventures in Lollygagging or the Lollygaggers. So you can catch our stuff on twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers or just go to thelollygaggers.com. Got a bunch of different podcasts and shows, and you can find it all out there. So that's it for me.
Good. Christopher.
I am Christopher from Two Old Guys Games. We just had a DCC Adventure Kickstarter hit 459% funding in March. Just getting ready to do fulfillment next month. That's tomorrow. Starting. June's tomorrow. I am playing Techno G. He is an elf rigger that believes that tech can achieve anything. Almost like he hates his own heritage and decided to embrace the technology. And he doesn't really get along with others, probably why he spends so much time in the sewers, apparently.
What better place? And Chuck.
Oh.
We'll leave the most manly of beards for last.
Yeah, I am playing Ivan, the scrawny, slightly deranged Russian mage who just lights shit on fire. That's really been my MO so far, just lighting shit on fire. Just one trick pony over here, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's it. I will
plug something.
Oh, I should plug something.
Defenders stuff, yeah.
Defenders
tomorrow,
of Cobalt.
yeah.
Tomorrow. Well, yeah.
You do that too, yeah.
Yeah, Defenders of Cobalt. We're a live play Twitch channel. We run all sorts of games. You can watch myself and everyone here on the screen currently play in different assorted games that I run over there. I run a Zweihander campaign every other Friday on the Zweihander Twitch. And Mondays I play on Jeff's channel because he's running some Heart for us.
And go watch whenever Chuck gets it up on his YouTube. Go watch the Dark Trails game that we ran last night.
Yeah,
that was great.
That was great.
Was fantastic.
Last
especially,
will and
especially the last act.
Oh, it was great. Last Will and Testament of Obadiah Faulkner from Thick Skull
so good.
Adventures. It's a fun adventure, and you all really made it come to life. It was really great. So
Awesome. I'll have to check that out myself.
Good times.
It was
That was a good one.
great adventure.
And I'm Bert, Biz Lab on the inner tubes. I run a little thing called a podcast of Steam, Steel, and Murder, where we play damn near everything. We got players from all over, and we take players from our audience as well. Of course, I haven't posted anything for a month, but we're still there. And it's a podcast. You don't have to look at me. It's even better. All right, guys. So last time, a lot of stuff happened. I'd like to do a little recap during these stories I run. So what do you remember?
You're at a club.
Yeah,
right?
we started at club, and the singer, the one musician came on,
Right.
and like all the gangs in town were there gunning for this one musician.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we
Who was heavily decked out in like tech, right? She had a lot of chrome
super tech.
and didn't remember anything, I think, about her past, really.
That's
Something
right.
like
The amnesia.
You didn't have a lot of time to question her, but from what you did, yes, she has a hard time remembering her distant past.
Yeah.
And things kicked off. We had a fight out in the alley.
Yeah.
We came back and almost had a fight with her and her bandmates, and then we totally cleared the place with some really fancy audio and visual rigging on my part.
There you go.
German techno up in there.
Mhm.
That'll clear a room.
Yeah, it will.
Yep.
So then we ended up, after that we went over to a local,
Like a diner or something.
diner quick trip thing.
Yeah.
Stuffer Shack.
Stuffer Shack.
There we go.
Ended up taking a job. We had convinced her and her manager to enter our protection for lots of money.
And a drum set, 2 drum sets, one per
well,
hand.
Two drum sets.
2 drum sets, but those 2 drum sets got shot up real good. So
And then Techno G led us through the sewers to our home because we had seen on his drones that I think her place was being surveilled, and when some of her bandmates or something like that were delivering or heading over there, they got ambushed. And then while we were at our place, which was kind of like a rundown building, I remember she had trouble waking up or something like that, or she was like caught up in a rig. Remember that?
She was sleep fighting some.
She was sleep fighting.
Oh
some
yeah.
memories. Right before the place got bombarded, and we had to skip once again into the sewers.
Yep.
To an abandoned pumping station. I believe my abandoned sewage pumping station under a highway that's out of use that we went to as our new safe house.
Yeah. All right, to fill in a few gaps. So some of your contacts had sent you messages saying, hey, people are paying serious money on the streets to figure out who you guys are and where you are. So that kind of tipped you off as well that things were going down. Other than that, yes, you have now 4 days that you have to keep this person alive. The idea being her new manager, the contract takes legal hold in the next 4 days, and after that he can get like some serious real protection on this top class performer. Until then, apparently her ex-manager would rather her no longer perform again unless she is performing for him. At least that is the story that you know. So let's take up. You have marched once again through the sewer systems, which one of you is way too comfortable with. This is one of your hidey holes, I guess. One that no one else in your group knows about, but is hey, it's a safe place. So you have installed yourself here. So that's the next question. You have 4 days. You're gonna try to keep her boxed in and everyone else out, or are you going to try alternate things?
I don't know that staying at the pumping station, it's not fully supplied for a long stay, so we're definitely going to have to figure something out, that's for sure.
Is this a known hideout of yours?
Well, it is now to you guys.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not in the context specifically.
You're like, why does he have this place? And it's always good. You know, sometimes a run goes sideways and you need to hide from everybody.
I won't fault
Sometimes.
you for that.
Yeah, sometimes you just need a little me time. Is that what it is?
In the sewers.
Yeah, I'm not judging.
People tend to stay away from you when you smell like the sewers.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. Of course, in your neighborhood, most people smell like the sewers. So,
So if this isn't a place that we could stay for a long haul, then we have to figure out either somewhere we could move to. If we do, we want to keep her on the move, or do we want to try to find another place to hole up for a longer period of time?
It is harder to hit a moving target, but then again, getting between those locations could put us at risk of exposing ourselves.
Especially with every gang in the city looking for her and us now,
Yeah.
apparently.
But also, the people that attacked our apartment building, if they figure out that we disappeared into the sewers, how long is it until they find this pump station?
Mhm. I can keep the drones up and circulating to ensure that we have a jump start on anything going on outside.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll assume that you have hacked into some power and some network access in your little hidey hole here. So you can keep your drones surveilling just on a schedule, have some out charging, have some out running, just to keep eyes out.
Mhm.
Is there any way we might be able to trust the contact to see if word is being spread that maybe they were successful in bringing the building down on us? See if people still think we're at large. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this would be handled by street. If anybody has points in street, the number of points you have, each point is a contact that you can state that you have.
I've got 2.
Mm-hmm.
I have 1, and that's the contact down in the sewers for the gang that runs the sewers that we bypassed on the way here.
I do know Victor. He is criminal too. We could ask Victor.
Okay.
Kind of criminal is Victor.
He's a fence. He very specifically deals in acquiring and selling less than legal goods with questionable ownership.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Roll me a d4, add your street, and pick an approach that you would normally take with this guy. Is like, is he someone that you use to fence goods? Is it somebody that you pal around and drink with, and you know other ways?
Victor would definitely be. It would be a business relationship where we're familiar and comfortable with each other, but definitely, if there's not money to be exchanged, there's not a whole lot of personable conversation. So you just want like a D4 plus.
That's a defudge roll. Add in what you have for street, and then add in either intellect or guile would be fine.
Let's go.
This is going to set the stakes of how well this guy likes you.
Okay, I got a 3 on that.
All right,
My
that's not
street
bad.
is 2. My guile is 2.
All right, so you just calling him up on your personal communicator?
That sounds sketchy.
Why would I bring that up?
We can.
I was thinking that, like, how can we get a line of communication to him that won't immediately? Do we got like a burner?
We do not. Maybe we can route through the net that we hacked into to kind of VPN something.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
certainly do that. That's going to be based on somebody's tech. What you're doing is, I mean, a tech of one allow you to do it. The more that you have, the more secure your connection is going to be. So Techno G, if you want to hook him up with some private communications, you can try that.
Yep, I have a 2 in tech.
All right. Either focus or haste. If you're trying to do it quickly, it's haste. Otherwise, you're taking your time and being methodical about it, which would be focus.
I think,
And
focus,
this is going to set the
definitely.
difficulty of how hard it's going to be to break into your line if someone is trying to.
1d4, 2 focus, 2 tech, plus 4.
Oh,
Whoa.
Pretty good. All right. You route it through several different companies. We'll stop in Singapore.
Oh,
We'll stop in a few other places. There you go. Krantz, why don't you
yeah.
tell us what you're doing?
I call up Victor, like, Victor, old friend. Listen.
Hey, hold on just a minute. You hear some shuffling on in the background. He seems to be talking to some people. Tell him, hey, keep it down. Yeah. What can I do for you?
Who are you talking to back there?
Oh, Biz, just Biz.
Yes.
So where are you these days?
We are at the old arcade down on 16th Street. I am under.
16th.
Yes, Victor, I'm at 16th Street. You did not need to repeat. I understood. So,
Well, usually it's all business with you. So what can I do for you?
I need information. The people are after me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lots of people.
Yes, and
As many people as 10,000 new yen can buy.
yes. I took a job protecting Singer Girl. And
Yeah. That's what I hear. Is she around?
Well, that's why
At the arcade?
That is why she is not at arcade. That is why I'm calling you. When my apartment was attacked, we lost her in the fire. I am worried she's dead. Has you heard that if she's arrived anywhere?
No. People are still looking.
People are still looking for her. Okay, well, if you get lead on where she is, you call me for old time's sakes.
Oh, but she's not at the arcade.
She's not at arcade. I lost her in fire.
This isn't your usual number.
Yes, this is payphone because I am worried that people track me.
Oh, I'd be worried too. I would be.
Okay.
Hey, 10K splits pretty well. What do you think about giving up the girl and we do a little split?
I do not know where girl is.
Oh, well, that's a problem because probably gonna want to torture you and stuff like that. Gets messy.
Well, as long as you don't tell anyone that I am in arcade on 16th Street.
16th. Yeah. No problem. You've always been a good client.
Yes, I go now. You stay healthy.
Yeah. Think about it. Hey, 10K split's pretty nice.
10K divided by 2, that is 3K each.
Good paycheck. Yeah.
Okay, I'll end the call. Listen,
All right.
guys.
So Techno G, if you were providing the connection there, let's see how this guy does. Someone was definitely trying to trace you. They got a couple of hops leading them somewhere in Atslon, miles away from where you are.
Good. Yeah, guys. They're looking for us and the girl still.
Maybe we could do like reverse psychology and actually go to the arcade on 16th Street. They'll never think, right?
That would be an idea. And of all the ideas we've had in the last few minutes, it is certainly one of them.
Right.
I could task a drone to go watch the arcade as it gets burned to the ground or destroyed by hundreds of bullets.
Just a small business work.
That would at least be entertaining to watch. Victor is shit, as you say. He sold me out.
Yeah, I gathered that.
He is, he is what I expected, I guess.
Money does exactly what we expect it to do to our kind of friends.
So, what is plan?
So both Mariah and Max, her new promoter, are basically in another room. So you guys have, you're assuming a private conversation.
Yeah. We could set the trap like we did at arcade.
I have 2 scrounge, and I've only got this sewage pumping station right now listed in there. So I think I have another scrounge point yet.
Yeah, you've got something else you can designate. Could be a place, can be a thing, a resource.
What do we need? What do we need?
Hey,
Need a place to
Christopher,
hold up.
could you swing your mic in a little bit?
Better?
Much better.
All right. I don't know what happened there. We need a place.
We need place we can lead them to. And one of you make a phone call and give away our position. Our position, in quotes. And then they show up and we blow the place up.
But like all the gangs are coming at us. And so we're going to get all the gangs in one place and blow them up.
This pumping station is under a highway that we could collapse on top of them if we get them in the appropriate area.
So Chuck, something your character would realize, 10 grand, that's enough money where it's not just going to be gangs interested in finding you. That's like other Shadowrunners might take time of their day to try and find you.
Shit. I would relay that. Like they offer 10 grand for girl. How much are they paying us?
2 drum sets and
That's right. I forgot about one of the drum set.
and I can't remember. Was it 1,000 a day?
1,000 a day, so 5K total.
Okay.
Was that 1,000 a day each, or split between the 3 of us?
Split.
We might want to renegotiate our fee.
Or
We
Yeah.
have leverage.
Let's start there. That sounds like a good idea.
Or we do not negotiate fee. We say we have new safe house we lead them to, and we just take her to old manager.
I suspect that they're not a forgive and forget sort of outfit.
Then negotiation it is.
Maxwell. We have a situation.
Yeah. Hold on. He comes out. Yeah, she's sleeping. No problem. So what's the plan, guys? We got 4 more days. 4 more
Right.
days, and we can take it to the legitimate authorities here. Not that you guys are doing a bad job. I'm just,
Well,
just a
thank
little
you.
worried. I mean, we're in the sewer processing plant.
Right, that's exactly what I wanted to speak with you about. You see, we need more funds to help facilitate our protective services.
Wow.
Kind of like double.
I mean, I'd be okay with that if you guys can wait the 4 days. I mean, we don't have any funds until the contract actually, comes across.
I see. Okay, that might be a bit of a problem. We could wait 4 days if we go like maybe triple. Otherwise, I mean, I really think up front might be.
Well, I mean, how much of a difference? I mean, like, can you guarantee our safety? If
Absolutely,
you can. Okay, look,
certainly.
I tell you what. Hey, the money is not technically mine, but it's accessible, and it will be legally mine in 4 days.
So we can just get it now, then, if we don't care.
Yeah, with just a little bit of work, and say 10% off the top for me. It's 180K, guys.
10%.
It's just sitting in an account. I've got the account number. It's just got to be routed somewhere.
Well, we can route things. I have router at work.
Hey, look, it's money that was old. It's owed to Mariah from her last gig, right? It just her boss hasn't paid her yet, but it's sitting in an account. I've got the number too. It's just got to be transferred out of the account.
Maxwell, why you say this earlier, man? We could have been doing this sooner.
It is illegal. I mean, it'll be legal in 4 days. We can claim that it was unpaid funds in 4 days.
Legality is a spectrum, my friend.
Yes.
Okay.
What makes you think 3 men standing in sewer extorting young girl has issue with legality?
I mean, you got a point. 180K, 18 to me. Just hey, I mean, she earned it. At least she should get 10% of it. Yeah.
We will get a number that is greater than 10K.
Well, this is 180K, guys. I'm asking for 18K for her. You keep the rest.
Well, I mean, it's her money. I suspect that she should get the large chunk of it. I thought you were asking 10% for yourself, like some type of manager.
Well, I mean, it's going to be, there's operating expenses, of course. So that's what it would be for. But guys, come on.
Listen,
we were thinking
we have new deal. Each of us gets 30K. You get 18K. She gets rest.
It's hard to argue with that. I mean, you're going to have to do the work to get it out of the account, but I mean, it's legitimate number. It's just sitting there. Deal?
I don't know. I'm still counting. I don't. Too many big numbers.
Or do we need more Ks?
It's lots of Ks.
30 is more than 10.
Yeah.
So,
30 is 3 times more than 10.
right.
Per person.
Per person. 60K to divide between 3 of us.
Plus expenses.
Plus expenses. Another 10K to divide amongst another
Like petty cash.
Another
or something.
12K. Petty cash, 12K. Altogether, you pay us 72K.
That's
Altogether.
100
Altogether. All right. Look,
Is it? I'm real bad at math.
Look, here's the number. He shoots across.
Oh, you're right. I am bad at math.
A digital encrypted number. It's to this little holding account called Federated Funds. Like, they got almost no security there. The number's legit. It's a legit account. It just has to be transferred out. It's best if it looks like that transfer didn't happen right now, but happened 4 days from now, if you get my meaning.
Yes, we get meaning. Mr. Rossetti not be happy, but it is what it is.
All right. So we've got a deal then.
What's the name of bank?
Federated Funds, not really a bank. It's a holding company.
And they not there is not security.
Oh, there's security. You, you got an online guy. You got what do they call them guys? Deckers. You got somebody that can hop on and do this sort of thing. By your blank stares, I'm thinking no.
No, we do not have no.
Nope,
Okay,
no
okay.
Decker.
Well,
Issue.
the funds can be drawn normally. I mean, you just got to put it in an account. I just really think the account shouldn't be one that's easily traced is all.
Listen, you wait in another room. We need to huddle.
Right. Okay. Hey, you're not going to put a bullet in my head while I lay down, are you? I mean,
Not while you lay down, no.
Not while you lay down. You get pillow dirty.
I'll go stand in the corner.
That is better.
Right.
Stand against wall with brick or concrete.
There's 2 yellow circles in there. You put your hands on them.
Negative. I am meat popsicle.
Kick that bucket under your legs there. There you go.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Yeah, he looks a little hesitant, but he goes away.
That's some great money.
We could procure a Decker's services, perhaps, but then they would be cutting into our profits, and then we'd be opening us up for potential discovery.
Yep.
We
So,
probably have to eliminate them afterwards, just to keep them quiet.
Right.
so system-wise, anybody that's got points of scrounge unspent can say you've got a burner account that you can just move it over, and the account closes right after you withdraw the funds. I mean, you can do that.
Have a burner account, definitely.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Just designate one of your scrounge points as that. And then it's a traceable account, but once you pull the funds out, it doesn't trace anywhere real. So
It's for like a fake noodle joint I've always wanted to make, but I don't know how to make noodles. So
right. So the only question is, do you go to essentially an ATM to have this done, or are you going to use your own personal communicator to have it done?
Mm.
boy, those are 2 bad choices.
Those are not good choices.
Not loaded in the least bit.
Yeah.
Do we know how far this holding company is?
Well, it's a virtual company, so who knows where it's actually physically located.
Right,
All funds in Shadowrun are digital. I mean, there is no such thing as hard cash.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we have to move anyway. Like, I think we already talked about that, about not wanting to stay here too. We could try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
So let's blunder it so that it leads back to this position, and we move on to. I was thinking about it, and the family used to have an off-grid farmstead just outside of town.
Like Ninja Turtles.
Like cows in a pasture, but not really cows in a pasture. More like
Cows don't exist anymore.
Large tree house that the parents used to farm Spanish moss from. And I don't know why.
Yeah, honestly, in the fiction, Techno-G is a dwarf, right? Or no?
Elf.
An elf, right? So your parent, that doesn't mean your parents are elves. I mean, your parents could be any type. But the Native American nations are a big thing in Shadowrun. Like they retook their land hardcore. You could have a parent that has a little bit of land that on a res, or you could have family that are actually all elves too, and they also have a little thing. But yeah, you'd have to get out of Seattle. You'd have to get out of Seattle for that to be a thing. It's not saying you can't, but yeah, there it is.
Might not be a terrible idea.
It'll probably cost us some money because we'll have to at least transit through the sewer a little bit, where I do have a contact, though I suspect we'll have to give him 10 grand to not just turn us in for 10 grand.
That's almost all of our petty cash.
I suppose the other option is buy a van.
If anyone has unspent tech points, you can designate a vehicle that you have.
I have the drones with night vision. That's my 2 tech points.
I don't
no tech.
have any tech.
I got 2 streets, so I can
We
do contact
could-
or something.
Steal van and then drive van till low jack kicks in, and then steal new van and drive van till low jack kicks in.
You're in a neighborhood where most all of the vehicles are stolen and they just keep getting restolen. It's like musical chairs with stolen vehicles.
It's not really stealing if it's just like, they're public cars.
Yes.
It's the Shadowrun ride share.
Yeah, exactly.
Drive it till the gas runs out. Next person comes by with the gas can, drives it till the gas runs out.
So is
So-
there anything we can do to like disguise maybe ourselves? Do we have any resources to, because facial recognition or something? I don't know.
Yeah, you guys can definitely do that. System wise, there's a number of ways. Just making a style check would allow you to disguise yourself with just clothing, new hairstyle, that sort of thing. If you have any tech that allows you to change how you look, that would work too. Yeah, there's a number of ways to do this, but
We should definitely do that before we go steal borrow a car or van, and right? I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
okay.
We disguise selves, but we need to disguise girl more.
Mhm.
yeah.
Well-
That's good.
If we can, I can send one of the drones out to find a nearby target, and then maybe all of us don't have to go out and get it. It can be driven to the pumping station, which is under the highway. That clears a lot of cameras and such, and then we just kind of smuggle ourselves in, and off we go, and then blow the place up.
That is acceptable plan. Will you send drone out to find store with clothes? We steal van, go get clothes. Get girl, we disguise. We lead the fake phone call to lure people to pumping station. And then we blow up. Not us, but station.
Not right. We're gone.
Right.
Gotcha.
Hopefully, we're far enough away that we never even see the explosion.
Cool guys, don't look at them.
So stage one is to steal a van,
Right.
Yeah.
correct? All right. So how far away do you want to have one stolen from? Something in the vicinity or something a little further out?
Definitely something nearby because we
Couple
want to draw
blocks.
everyone. We want to draw everyone to this place after we vacate.
Make me a defudge roll. So 4 defudge. Don't add anything to it. This is just kind of a luck check.
Whoa!
Nice. You find a pretty tricked out van parked not too far away. It's in a parking lot of one of these all night dance party places. By the looks of it, the van's been ticketed a couple of times, so it's been sitting there for a bit.
Excellent. All right. We have a target. Now it's just a matter of going in, getting it. Who's got the
And
tech?
with a 4+ roll, that's the best you can get on those dice. It's actually not very far away either. And with that kind of luck, we'll say there's even a sewer access pretty close.
Directly beneath.
Close.
Climb up
It's
in-
in the same parking lot.
That would be very Ninja Turtles. Just
Yeah.
hop
Yeah.
right up into the van. All right. So we can get there mostly through the sewers. It's not too far. Shouldn't be a hassle. It's just a matter of covering up when we pop up to grab that van and get it over here. I have no style whatsoever.
I can.
Person with the best style can make the roll because you're going to critically just look at everybody's disguises and feel like you did good or not.
I got one.
I got one.
Who's got the best intelligence?
I got 2 on that. Yeah.
I've got the opposite of that.
All right. Well, Chuck, why don't you give me an intellect and style check? And you're working with what you've got around here, so it's not great. You can definitely change hair color with whatever this black tarry crap is. Probably poop.
Yeah, it's old poop. That is a 3.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Sure. They look different. Are you doing the same thing with Mariah and Max?
Yes, because definitely I feel like they're the bigger targets here. So yeah.
Mariah is going to be the most difficult because she's famous. Like her face and profile are everywhere. But you feel like you do a decent job, mostly just by covering her up, hoodie,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then let us go through sewer and steal van.
All right. Are we all gonna go? Or just hop in the van and, or then we should rig this place
to explode.
Right. And do we do the transfer before we leave then as well? So that because we're luring them back here, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Transfer, rig, steal van, get out of town. Right?
Yeah. Let's do the transfer.
You found your target.
Or rig transfer, then yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You found your target, disguised everybody, going to do the transfer.
Yeah.
Jeff, go ahead and make me so we use Scrounge is what your account was dedicated in, right? Okay. Then just give me a focus Scrounge.
Okie dokie.
All this is doing is just seeing how fast someone is going to pick up that the transaction was made.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
It's a very small account. Small noodles.
Yep. 180,000. You transfer it out. You immediately remove the funds from your shell account onto your personal device. So you're basically, your device has 180K on it.
Okay, y'all got to be nice to me now. All the money.
Yep.
Well, you're the smasher. We're always nice to you.
Yes. Did I tell you how shiny your chrome is? It's quite nice.
Not recently.
Oh.
To transfer funds around, usually people have their personal device that you can blip across however much in funds, and it's encoded on that device. But they also have these little like memory stick like things that you can hard code the money onto as well. So a lot of times transactions are done by those little sticks.
We picked up some of those very shiny. We each have one of them.
Oh, that's
right. Shiny corporate sticks.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got to rig up. Oh, you want it now?
Yes.
I figured you wanted to set the explosives first.
No, let us handle money, then we do exploding.
I'm going to go get the van started. You guys go ahead and put the explosives down.
All right, Techno G, are you going to take care of explosives?
Yes, I will rig the place.
All right, so intellect tech.
Intellect tech. That'll be a 3. I just got to throw a 3 in there, right? Plus 3.
And are you doing it as a time thing, or are you doing it as a motion sensing go off when you see something sort of thing?
Yeah. I'll task a drone to watch.
Okay, you want to do it yourself. You want to have a switch to let it go off.
Wait, who can drive?
What is required to drive? I drove once.
2 in the street.
Let's rig it to pressure plate when somebody walks inside, so we know that we will get a good majority of people in the blast radius. I think that'd be best.
Any rating in tech would allow you to drive without having to make any checks. If you don't have that, you would need to make checks.
I got a 2.
Okay. Let's see how your explosive comes off. I would not roll a negative if I were you.
I'll wait in the car.
What do I do? Wait, what I got to do? Just put a 3 in there?
Oh, you had plus. Instead of, there we go.
Okay.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah. Goes off as well as you hoped it would.
Well, let's gently leave.
Don't breathe too hard.
And don't step on this right here.
Nice. Okay, guys. You pop up in the parking lot that your target van that you had scouted out is. Parking lot's fairly empty. What time of day did you want to get up and go? I mean, you had a long night. None of you actually slept. It sounds like, which is no big deal in the Shadowrun universe. You can buy stim packs; it'll keep you going for a couple of days, and then have a really hard downtime afterwards.
What do you think, guys? Broad daylight?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Since we're all kind of night creatures, and a lot of people that are after us are probably night creatures too.
It's a nightclub too, so likely less people in the day.
True.
All right. Well, you pop out. Take a look around. Coast seems to be clear. There are a couple of other cars here, other than just your target.
Say that last sentence.
But it doesn't look like any spectators around. The place is definitely closed.
Okay.
Chained up. All the windows have got the metal shielding pulled down. Of course, they're covered in graffiti, but definitely not open. Does not look like you've got any eyes on you. This is a slightly better neighborhood, just ever so slightly. So maybe some of the cameras work.
I pull the hood down a little further.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, am I breaking into the?
Yeah, someone needs to break into the van.
Tech and
If it's tech, then yeah, it's you.
Yeah, definitely not me.
I can get it a different way, but that's not
Yes.
we don't want it to look stolen.
exactly.
Tech and what do you want?
Well, you tell me how you want this to look. I heard you say you don't want it to look stolen, so
Right.
it would be guile and tech if you don't want it to be obviously that you broke the lock to get in.
Absolutely. Guile
All right.
and tech. Ooh.
Looks good.
Three.
Yeah. Did have an alarm system. You were able to deactivate it. You caught that, no problem. Hop in. You see that the van is nice enough that it actually has a jack on it, so you can like deck right into it and drive it with your mind. Otherwise, it's pretty cozy. Couple things stand out though as everybody gathers in. It is decked out pretty nice. It's armored plated, and that's a cop's badge in the drink holder.
Throw that out the window.
No. Let me take the cops badge.
All right.
Yeah, it's a Lone Star badge. Lone Star is basically rent a cop,
Security,
high caliber,
yes.
but rent a cop. By the number of citations that is on this van's window, it's been sitting here for at least 3 days. That cop's probably dead.
Nothing to worry about then.
Yes.
What else is there?
I do grab citations off windshield.
Yeah.
Unless it's a honeypot van designed to lure in car thieves.
Go fast. Go fast now.
We
Go
go fast, and you do not close the door on those all way. You hold door open just a little.
Do you jack into the car, or do you just drive it conventional?
I'm going to drive it conventionally. I'd
Okay.
rather just stay connected to the drones.
Oh, okay. So you're still having them flank you? They're still around?
Yeah,
Or do you have
So we
any
have-
of them?
like a couple of them. So we have a 360 field of view at a sizable height
right.
to give us some knowledge ahead as well as behind. And
Do you still have eyes on your old place?
yes,
Okay. I don't know if you guys saw that little die that's on the screen. It's my little countdown timer. So yeah, 4 actions later, there's a kaboom back at the pumping station.
haha! Don't look backwards. Don't look.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that does mean that someone was on your trail pretty quickly. You just vacated. Took maybe an hour to get here, so your trail is fresh.
All right, we got to get out of the city.
Let us go quickly with the
I'm
drive.
gonna go with an indigenous
Peoples.
parent who lives on off-grid commune.
Yeah, that's fine. As soon as you get out of Seattle proper, there are a lot of nomad communities, Nan or the Native American communities. There's a lot of them out there. This close to Seattle, it probably is a nomad community. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Got your drones flying. You're driving. Who's in the back, if anyone, with Mariah and Max, and who's riding shotgun?
I
Oh,
do.
damn! There's a shotgun under the seat.
That was going to be my next question. If this is a Lone Star, do I find any useful equipment, hardware?
You find a shotgun under the seat.
That's amazing.
Not the
Listen,
glove compartment box.
I will set shotgun with shotgun. But
There you go.
yes, you do not close door all way.
So I'm in the back then. Okay. So everything's gonna be just fine. Just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's fine.
All right, you hit the road. Again, you guys have been going all night. I'm assuming you've taken some stem packages to keep you going. There was food along the way, so you fed. You're stimulated awake. Your passengers are well. Mariah tends to sleep quite a bit. She
I
is.
don't think that's a good idea in the van. We saw what happened. Maybe an extra stim or two for Mariah.
Yes.
All right, yeah. If you want to give her a stim, she'll take it. Well, my preference is some soy calf, but I guess that's out of the question.
Kind of close quarters in
Yes,
here. Don't
yes.
want your somnambulism getting someone killed.
Good word.
A little large for him, I think. He's been doing some book learning.
I've learned.
He's got one of those calendars with the word a day thing.
Yeah, it's like written on his arm, on his metal arm.
That's what you can probably see it. It's like sleep. Well, okay, got it. Somnambulism.
All right. Your drones pick up a tail kind of leisurely. I mean, first of all, it's just one biker that's just checking out your van. You go a couple of blocks. You know, you're not taking a direct route. I'm imagining you're going, turning here and there. Then there's two bikers. There's trailing behind. They're not right on your trail. Couple blocks later, there's six bikers. Again, not overtaking you.
Gentlemen, we have some visitors out the back door.
This is not so good. We shoot them, yes.
We could do that, sure.
Or
They're
explode
keeping
them
they're
more.
keeping it distant. They're
They
keeping
are.
their distance.
Yeah.
That means evasive actions.
Yes.
All right. So what do you do?
Drive like you stole it, which you did.
Right. Got it. We're gonna pick up the pace with I have a random number generator on my deck, and it
It only goes through
determines if
20,
we go
though.
left, right, or straight. Left, right, or straight.
All right. So you start doing some evasive maneuvers. They keep pace. One of them breaks pack and kind of drives up kind of leisurely, but with your wild driving, is he still having to actually here? Let me roll to see if he can keep up with you. Give me a second.
Ivan in the face.
We shoot in the face, yes.
He kind of drives up just so that he's next to your window. Young punk, lots of facial scarring. You know, they're gang tribal marks down his face. He's wearing a armored jacket, which is, it's not outre for this area. A lot of people do. He looks the van up and down, looks at you under the window there. He nods at you and he's mouthing something. At the speeds that you're going, you can't quite hear what he's saying. Your drones can pick it up. So you pop it over the speakers. He's saying, "Nice ride. Why don't you pull it over so we don't have to kill you for it?"
I will use one of my magical abilities. For my 2 points in magic, I have pyrokinesis and telekinesis flagged down.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to use my telekinesis to just apply the brakes on his motorcycle.
Slam his brakes. Okay. This is something we didn't get too much into earlier, but all right. So spell casting, you don't have to be particularly fast about it. So it'll be intellect and magic.
Okay.
Spells can be draining. This is something we didn't do a lot of last time, and it's. Go ahead and roll.
That's a 4.
Okay. See the one negative you got there?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's spell drain. So just mark a point of stress. It'll go away after the scene is over.
Okay.
But yeah, it works. His brakes suddenly and violently engage, and he goes hoop overhead as he makes a little street pizza on the ground.
Ooh,
And that is why you always wear a helmet.
indeed. Armored coats don't protect your head.
With that, the rest of the bikers behind them, though, they do accelerate. So they're catching up to you. What do you want to do?
I do not know if I can do that many times more. Bradcock, do you have gun?
I've got a leg, and so I've got that leg gun thing. And I'm in the back, so I could always open the back and fire out of it or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess I could do that.
If Techno G swerves, Bradcock shoots out back, and then I do things.
I'll tell you when they're right behind us through the drones. They'll tell me, and then I'll make sure that I get them nice and close. And you kick that door open and get rid of them.
Check.
All right. You were engaging in an action first, so you do that. Pop open the back. Go ahead and make me a roll. If you're selectively targeting like a specific target, it would be focus and either Chrome or Tech. If it's part of your cyberware, it would be Chrome.
Chrome.
Yep.
Okay.
If you're doing it quickly and just firing at any available target, it would be haste. And again, this is why it's good to give me a description of exactly what you're doing, so it's easier to pin down.
I think what I'll do is I'll swing the door open really fast, but I'm going to want it to close because I don't know if they have anything. So I'll probably make it a fast, like whip it open quick, so that's going to catch them off guard and just shoot at the first bike I see back there.
Okay, sounds good. So that it is going to be haste and Chrome.
Okay, it's a 2.
Okay. He's going to try and swerve out of the way. He's a mediocre biker. All right, -2. So the difference between your success and his failure is 4 spaces. This is a chode NPC, so 2 is enough to take him out. So what does that look like?
So it's one of those things where I think what'll happen is that whatever kind of canister I shoot out is just going to kind of get lodged probably in his bike, the bike wheel sometimes, and he'll just go flying up in the air, and his motorcycle will just go cascading in a different direction.
Okay. And before the door slams shut, as you were wanting to do with your maneuver, Mariah pulls out the side of her left leg. Iris is open, and a smart gun Magnum, like it's a big pistol, pops out of her leg, grabs it, takes a 3-round burst, and see how she does here. The guy swerves out of the way. That gun has a lot of recoil, but it doesn't seem to phase her in the least. Mariah has apparently a couple of different personalities that you've seen on stage. She has a lot of just raw emotion and violence, very, very punk, but with a beautiful singing voice. For the most part, she's been very demure with what's been going on. Now she is like, she's taking a perfect stance. This woman knows how to fire, and she is just rattling off a string of like, your ears are burning red from the from the slaying that she's throwing down. Not all of it is in English. Some of it is in Aztlan, which is South American lingo. And she rattles off a few right before the door swings shut.
I haven't heard profanity like that since Mama put me to bed. Jeez. Door closes up. And then,
with a little bit of bravado you haven't heard from her, she looks over at you. Her eyes are like really, really sharp, and she stares at you and says, "You get me out of this situation, fella, and Mama won't be the only one taking you to bed."
And then I will like flush red completely. Maxwell, very nervously.
Yeah, need an adult.
All right, so it is a chase. Techno G, why don't you keep control of the van here and see if you can outdistance them? So it's going to be either tech and haste, which would make a lot of sense, but if you're really focused on the matter, tech and focus would work as well.
I'll take tech and focus. Tech and guile to get rid of.
Ooh, yeah, if you're trying to lose them, tech and guile. Yeah.
Tech and guile, I'll go with that.
All right, so you're trying to lose them, get ahead of them and lose them. Go for it.
Another 4 of a kind today. Ooh.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's enough to get ahead of them. It is. So you haven't lost them, but you've gained distance on them. The van's got a lot more power in it than it would seem. Police interceptor van. So.
All right. Ooh. Maybe I should just step on it. Get some open ground and step on the gas hard.
Sure. So you've got somewhat of a lead. No one's taking shots at you yet, probably because they want the car. They don't want to damage it. So you do have a lead on them. Do you want to just try to lengthen that lead, or do you guys want to take some more shots? You got 2 down. You dropped 2 bikers.
How you doing back there? Want to take another shot?
Ready to go.
All right.
I'm ready to swing the door open.
I'll try to line them up for you again.
Do the same thing. And she's reloaded, gives you a wink, waiting for the door to open.
Okay. And pops it open. Yep. I don't like the flirt. Oh, God, I can't concentrate. I look like a fool.
Okay, so you have a choice here. You rolled a 0. Mm-hmm. You can just take that, or you have 3 fate chips to spend. If you think you have your high concept, or if you have an aspect that you think would make you a better shot, you can tap that by spending a chip, and you can either take a +2 to your roll, or you can re-roll.
The only aspect I've recorded is smashing, so I don't have anything to do with shooting.
Okay.
So I don't think that would make sense there. What was the other option?
Oh, that's it. Is like you find an aspect that you have, if it makes sense that it would help you, spend the chip, and you can either re-roll or take a +2. If you have empty aspects, you can make one up on the fly that you might feel would help. If you don't think he's much of a shootist, you can just let it go.
I think I'm gonna let it go. He's more of a smasher.
Okay. Well, she takes a shot. And she right through the helmet of one, and he's just violently thrown off the motorcycle, goes down. Same as last time, the van door shuts again.
I distracted him for you.
All right. Techno G, let's have another round of, let's see if you can get ahead or if you can shake them.
I'm going to go for shaking them again.
All right.
+3.
Oh, wow. Good roll.
4.
Okay. And they got none, so you're 5 units ahead. So you make some violent right and lefts, and you lose them.
Gun it.
Okay, here we go. Oh wait, you meant accelerate. Got it.
So she puts the gun back in her leg holster. She turns around, comes to the driver's side, puts her face really uncomfortably close to your left ear, and says, "How about some of that fucking coffee now?"
Yes, ma'am. Coffee it is.
Um,
As soon as we find the next quick trip and go.
Maxwell, what the hell's going on with her? How many different personalities do we have in store?
This is her stage act. A little more dialed up than usual. You
Right.
okay, Mariah?
That's Stim.
Well, we did give stem to her. It's not the thing we should do again.
Nope. Definitely not.
Oh,
Or alternative, if we get in trouble, we give her another stim. I mean,
yes.
she took a dude's head right off, so I mean,
Keep that Stim handy because there's probably going to be more trouble.
I think so.
So, question I have: they were not after her; they were after Van. Yes, is that my translation?
It sure seemed like they wanted to steal our wheels.
That is refreshing.
Kind of. Oh, they weren't after us. Oh,
What
It's just common criminals looking to kill us.
Yeah.
How great!
steal such a nice ride that somebody else wants to steal it.
It was like we were on vacation.
It wasn't intentional murder. All right. So you continue to speed away then. She somewhere comes up with a cigarette, sits down, and starts cleaning her equipment. Chuck, you can remove that stress box. Scene's over.
I have 2 points of stress still. Do I need to clear those or?
Yeah,
Okay.
Those would have been gone by the end of each scene.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, unless you actually take a consequence. So there's 2 listed there for everybody: in peril and doomed. That's actual damage. Everything else is basically just either exhaustion or strain. It doesn't really goes away quick. All right. Hey, you're headed out of Seattle. Between you and safety is a bridge, and you should be home free.
Stop and get her some coffee real quick.
Okay. Drive through Stuffer Shack.
Right. Super
And
fast.
some donuts.
Maybe
Super fast in and out.
decaf.
The donuts with the lemon inside.
Sure. Drive through Stuffer Shack.
Anything else? Who's paying for this? Give me that cred stick.
Do they break 180 credits? I don't think.
I'm sure
Probably not a good idea for me to do that.
sure they can break 180 credits. No, we don't want to use that stick. We need to use one of the other ones. Transfer some to here, my shiny Corpo stick.
Oh, looks like something must be broken on my end.
No donuts. No coffee.
All right. Yeah, I'll transfer.
Just
All right.
enough to pay for
Caffeinated and sweetened up. You head over the bridge. Checking in with your drones. Your drones tell you that there is a drone in the vicinity. You don't know if it's following you. Could be a news drone, could be a police drone, could be drone out to kill you. Hard to tell. But there is one in the vicinity. Given your propensity with technology, you know that it might have a good enough surveillance suite that it is following you, but it's nowhere close.
I feel like I could maybe mob it with my drones. Block its line of sight to us. No, we're gonna cross this big bridge. We're gonna be wide open. I'll just task a couple drones to keep an eye on it and maybe try to buzz it every once in a while, like in between us and it, see if it reacts.
Okay, sure. It doesn't. Just a surveillance drone, could be just a news drone. Doesn't react to anything.
Nothing is ever just a surveillance drone.
It does not open fire on your drones, however.
Okay.
It also doesn't change its position as you start to cross the bridge. This bridge is essentially a demarcation between your better properties and your worst properties. Okay, so you're coming out of the Barrens and you're going into the nicer areas of Seattle before you're able to get completely out. This has traditionally been a place where people do set up barricades in the attempts to stop cars and steal cars and lives. You are prepared for this, however, knowing that this happens. Sure enough, there is a pretty crappy barricade set up. A couple of young punks looking to try and score some cred. What do you do?
This sounds like a problem for Ivan.
Yes, you are quite correct. I'll lean out the window, looking at the two young punks. What do I see on them that would be the most entertaining thing to light on fire?
Well, they've got probably armored trenches on, gang symbols on the side. The most interesting thing to light on fire, probably their hair, which is a garish purple on one and green on the other, mohawk style. Probably a lot of hairspray.
Yes, they are hotheads, as you say. And then I'll definitely use my fire abilities, my fire magic, to try and light one of their big giant mohawks on fire.
All right. You doing this basically just to distract them?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it happens. You don't even need to roll for it. Sure. Mohawk ignites. Guy is frenzied, trying to put it out, but boy, there's a lot of hairspray on there. So he just, jumps off the bridge. There's water down there. There is, however, a barricade in the way. How are you going to take care of that, Techno G? Keep in mind your van is armored.
What's it made out of? What they managed to drag
Crap. Yeah, just stuff that they're able to salvage, old like street signs and some wood, and maybe there's some brick in there.
Oh, I think we could drive right through it. Unless someone wants to get out and smash something.
What? And
I've got
donut sugar all over my beer.
His eyes are wild from the coffee.
Is there anyone else outside, or the
No, the other one dove over the bridge to get his hair not on fire. The other one, not knowing what was going on, and just looking over the bridge at his buddy.
It'd be quicker if the van did it, but also potentially risk the van having something bad happen if we have a roll and it goes poorly.
Yeah.
So yeah. What's the deal? How do you get through this barrier?
I'll defer to Techno.
I am torn. I'm sure the van can handle it, but one pop tire and we're out wheels. And why don't we roll up on him and be like, hey, move that junk out of the way or you're on fire next.
I like it. Sure. Why don't you intimidate him?
Works. Yeah.
Force and street.
Force and street. Who's good at that?
I'm very good.
Oh, you said it. You roll it.
Damn it. Should have just got out and smashed it. Oh, I got a 3.
Doesn't mean we can't still do that.
Gonna run you over.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he starts hauling stuff out of your way. Yeah, there was a little nasty surprise there. He did have a tack strip for tires, so good call. Yeah, he clears it out of the way, and the whole time he's cringing, waiting for the bullets to start coming.
Light him on fire as we go by anyway.
Oh yeah, I was going to. Yeah.
Totally.
Most definitely. When we go by, yeah.
All right. Well, you make it off the bridge, and you are seemingly clear. Make it out.
that drone, that other drone that my drones are keeping an eye on?
Has
Anything?
not changed positions.
All right, I'll reel my drones in from there, so they're closer in case I need them.
All right. Sounds good. You got about an hour drive ahead of you. During this time, Mariah has not changed personality. She's now cleaning some knives that she has hidden about her body, enjoying her coffee.
I mean, I got her like 4 cups because we don't want her to run out. To our decaf.
Are they like butter knives or?
Balanced throwing knives.
Gotcha. You need that a lot, and the music.
Actually, she's checking the edge on one, kind of flips it in her hands a few times, and she's like, honestly, I don't know where I got these. Flips it a few times. They sure feel familiar, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you have, as they say, forgetfulness? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, things are pretty steady for the last few years, but can't tell you what I did before that.
Probably stab someone from distance.
She points a knife at you, and while she's saying this, and it just kind of not like threateningly, but she points the knife at you and says, "Huh." I can't seem to get out of my mind, but I'm thinking of like 10 different ways that I could disable you guys and steal this car right now.
You should not do that. We
would gladly give it to you if you wanted it.
Yes.
No. I really don't know why my mind's going that direction, but
it is like movie, the Cowboys and Aliens, where you lost memory because of experiments.
Maybe.
Just reference a movie from like 100 years ago.
Oh, here's my concern. You're thinking that, and I appreciate that you are reluctant to act upon that thought. Should we at all be concerned that at some point that reluctance will fade, and maybe you might automate our destruction in some way?
I don't see why. I mean, I'm only violent on stage. Big smile.
You blew a guy's head off like 3 miles ago.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've done that. Well,
no, you see,
maybe I have, just not
concern.
In my recent memory.
Now,
hey, 4 days, guys. 4 days of babysitting. You can do it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to driving. I can't listen. I have to drive.
In a situation where the baby knows like 10 different ways to kill us and take our stuff, but hey.
Yes.
So yeah, hour passes. Other than the normal crap that you have to deal with on road gangs and such, which you're just outdistanced. The van's pretty souped up. You arrive. Nomad caravan, they keep what few farm animals still exist. Out of the way place.
I really like this van, but I feel like I should send it autopilot it somewhere away from us. Just in case.
Like off a cliff or something.
Into the river.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I was just thinking like drive a couple miles away and stay there, but I suppose we could drive it off a cliff into a river.
We might want to secure a secondary vehicle for...
Yes. If they know we are in this van and they track this van and it's only a few miles away, that means they are only a few miles away from us.
Right.
Can you keep letting it go like further away and then, whatever, like a long way away?
You used your drones to relay it. You could.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Why don't we do that? Because then
have it keep driving in a certain direction until I just let it go and keep going.
Sure.
We hit the brakes and They all just fly right by.
So when you jack into the van, give me an intellect and a tech roll, please.
Intellect, tech. All right. Been rolling really well all day. It's going to go horribly, horribly wrong now. Not horribly wrong, but it's not -2.
Yeah.
One's a success. All the tracking information was still on. Like, you don't know that someone was actively tracking you, but the car has a transponder.
Oh. I'm gonna disable it for a bit until it gets on the highway or something. And I'm gonna boost the signal and just have it fly by us.
Sure. The van also has something, it's called a dog brain. Think of it as a very limited AI. So you can give it some instructions before you're out of range and basically tell it to drive until it's out of gas. I mean, you can do that if you wanted to.
Yes, that's an excellent idea.
Right.
Definitely do that.
Yeah, just giving you, I don't mean to co-opt the story. It's just unless you guys are like well schooled in Shadowrun, this is stuff that comes up all the time. People that that do
run,
yeah.
run like the wind.
There you go. All right, so you are with relatives.
Hey, mother. I feel like he's been denying his cultural heritage, which is what led him to be Techno G.
Yeah.
The rigger.
You ready to put down that deck, son, and join the family business?
I do not want to aerate the compost pile, no.
But we grow you the best herb in the state. You sure? It's good money.
You know I have never been one for your herbal remedies, mother.
I will.
Good taste, maybe.
Yes.
Who are your friends? Come on, don't be bashful. Come on in.
You
got a humble place.
So high. Oh my god.
I'll definitely go in like, yes.
What a beautiful home you have here.
I just kind of
lovely.
stand at the door and I'm like, we're on the job. We're on the job.
On the job don't mean we're dry or something. Come on.
Yes. I work better when untethered thought processes.
Actually, this is wonderful stuff for you. This herb is indeed herb, but in the Shadowrun universe, for mages specifically, this stuff does wonderful things for you. It's natural, gets you better with the spirits, makes it actually easier to conjure elementals and things like that. This is high grade stuff that they do make a huge profit on. This is how they are able to live out here without too much effort.
This is a great day. Great day. My mark in calendar. Great day this is.
Yep. There's real food on the stove. Living in Seattle, you mostly eat soy, processed soy with flavoring. This is actual meat from actual vegetables they're put out in front of you.
I kind of wonder why I ever left.
Little tear comes down my eye.
Mostly because they don't have net access out here.
I'm like partially in withdrawal because I can only electronically talk to the drone. It's like, go back and get some info and feed it to me.
Right, exactly. Mariah's personality is still as it was, but she tones it down a little bit as your mother is quite opening. So she's like, oh, yeah, very nice place you have here.
It's a caravan.
All right. So you have a place which may or may not be secure. You don't think you were followed. Maybe the van was. What's the game plan? You burn most of a day, so 3.25 days to go.
Who's that now?
Yeah. Those stem patches are going to be wearing off soon.
Running and driving and whatnot.
What kind of compound is this? Like they're you said caravans? Like it's like a
they're a nomad caravan, so they move around, but they have a territory out here. This is more stationary than most because they do have animals and they have crops that they're selling. Lots of motorcycles, lots of open air, like Jeep and utility vehicle type of things. Everyone here is armed. combination of your elven heritage and some Native American as well.
Okay. Do we make them aware that trouble might be an issue, so that, or do we keep that on the down low?
No, I would definitely fill them in since they're armed and they're going to be out and about in the area. They might be the first ones to interact with any strangers.
Oh, honey, of course you're in trouble. Why else would you come back home?
I hate the stench out here. What is that smell? Don't say fresh air.
That's delicious. Whatever it
It
is.
smells like food we should eat. It is rude not to eat now, and yes, we are in quite much trouble. They burned our home.
Yes, they did. That's true. And we blew up the second one.
Yes,
Ooh,
and
I
we
should
blew
watch
up.
the footage from the drone to see what happened.
Yeah,
Yes.
the drones weren't in the facility, otherwise it would be caught up by the explosion. So they must have come through the sewers like you did.
All right. Knew those sewer rats couldn't be trusted. I will
All right.
definitely eat and then have to take a nap.
It's mostly from all of the herb that's all over the place.
It's this weird fresh air. Oh, it doesn't smell like people and gross and sewers and
Yes, it is quite nice.
clearly he tried to find like the total opposite. Like, this is home and I hate it. We're gonna find a sewer where I can't see the sky. Live in tons of people and squalor.
All right. So yeah, you forewarned them. She basically tells the clan that there might be trouble. Give her any kind of idea of what kind of trouble?
It is your mother.
Bad trouble. She calls me she calls me
Techno G. It's Gordon.
yeah, Greg.
It's Greg.
Greg.
Gregory.
Greg-
They
it's
call you
Gregorius. It's Gregorius. It's Techno Gregorius. Yeah, it's Gregorius. She calls me Gregorius. I'm like, Mom, no. No.
Oh, it is Gregorius.
Totally gonna call him Gregorius.
Yes, we are.
It was
On
my
the
father's
scale of
name.
1 to Gregorius, you are now Gregorius.
Well, she lets you take the one of the barns, which is actually not bad. I mean, there's no animals kept in there. Lots of straw to hang out, sleep on. Actually, more comfortable than the mattresses that many of you sleep on. Yeah, so there you go. Welcome to come in and raid the fridge whenever you want. Yes, some magic herb is shared around.
This is great day.
Yeah.
Saying that.
So what do you do as far as, are you going to set up any kind of protection for Mariah and Max? Are you just gonna let the tribe take care of it?
Is there a hayloft or anything like that? Like, I feel
Yes.
like if there's anywhere I could get a perch and just
Yes.
kind of get a night, that's probably where I'd make my place. And
Should
then
take them up there too, I think.
Right. I will encourage Maxwell and Mariah to stick near me.
This
I will
is,
nap with the drones in orbit.
Yes.
There's not really a lot of places for them to charge, so I gotta conserve energy now. For a little while.
Yeah, I mean they've got diesel and gas generators. I mean, so you can keep them charged. It doesn't charge as fast as you would normally in a city, but you can keep them charged.
Right.
The big thing is you're limited in range since you can't tap into local networks. You've got a much more limited range that you can keep in contact. They do have something of an AI as well, so like you can tell them to go out further, but they won't be in contact until they come in to your range again.
Yeah, I'll just keep them on the edge, on the very edge of the range, mostly on the side of the camp towards the city and like the main road that we came in on. More so than further out into the wilderness.
Sure. Okay. Mariah falls asleep again. Like she's up and energetic for a moment. She sits down and then out. Max takes out his communicator and he's walking around the perimeter. He's like, got no service out here. What's with that?
Yeah, can I? Let me. I don't know. Let me take a look at that really quick. I might be able to. Yeah, it's real quick.
Okay, you want to just grab it out of his hand?
Yeah, I do want to grab it.
Okay.
I'm just super suspicious of this guy this whole time.
All right. He's not expecting it. You snag the communicator over his hand. He was trying to dial to someone.
So is there any way to recognize numbers or anything like that, or is it? Is this more something I should bring in Techno G?
Well, I mean, you can see the number, but as far as recognizing the number,
there was like a contact thing like attached to the number. Or
no, there's not. He's just.
Who are you calling there, Maxwell?
Oh, just checking in with Biz.
Checking in with Biz.
Yeah. Mariah's not the only one. Have
you been doing that this whole time that we've been laying low and trying to hide out from folks? Is you been doing?
No.
Mm-hmm. How many calls have you made since we have been in business together?
Can
I check his call history?
You know how to do that, sure.
Yeah, so I check his call history. That's interesting. That's interesting. Now, here's the thing, Maxwell. You're either colossally stupid and don't realize that this very much can compromise us, or you're in on this shit and you are not telling us the whole truth. Which one is it?
Hey, I told you what I know. Like, she got a message from her old manager, said that she resigned, and he sent a message saying that well, if she didn't sing for him, then she wasn't going to sing anymore. Sounds like a pretty straightforward threat to me.
Right. I'm a little bit more concerned with your communications going out. Who are these? Who are these numbers here? Biz, just Biz. My broker, things like that. Yeah, if you want to actually know if he's lying through his teeth, you can. I definitely do want to take an assessment if I can. Yeah,
sure. Couple ways you can do this. If you are a particularly sly person and know when someone's lying, you can use guile in street. Otherwise, it's focus in street.
I'll try guile in street.
Okay.
I do like. I think Gantu tries to come off as dumber than he really actually is, right, as a way to be disarming.
Well, if you have street, I mean, you're streetwise. You know when someone's jerking you around.
Yeah, like I definitely make it seem like I'm dumber than I really am. All right, so guile in street. 4.
Oh yeah. He's a cool customer. He's not sweating, but his eyes lie.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna go wake up Techno G really quick, see if we can get your communication problem going down. Why don't you just go ahead and sit down right here? Sit down right here.
Sure. Right here. Right here is a kind of a muddy road. This is right here. Okay, right here. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Just sit in the mud.
Okay. Just gonna stay. And then keeping an eye on him, I will try to get over to the barn and just like shout into it if I can to wake up whoever's there.
The drones. You could probably get the drone to so you don't have to leave.
Yeah, there you go.
Something like that.
One eye pops up and I'm like, what the hell's going on out there? Ivan? You might have an issue.
I was sleeping and what?
I think someone's going to get smashed.
Oh.
No, wait, that's bad phrasing.
I
think...
While I'm waiting for them, by the way, I'm just kind of like flexing my hammer fist a little bit, just
make sure.
I haven't
nice
used this
supple.
in like 2 days, I just gotta make sure it's ready to go.
We should probably go check on what's going on with Maxwell and
Bradcock.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Brandock.
Yeah.
Yes, let us waste time no more and go.
Mariah wakes up as well. She kind of looks over, kind of sleepy. It's like, problem?
Nope. Everything's fine. We'll be back. We're just gonna go raid. You want some coffee? Grow your own coffee here. Sure. Be right back.
Special coffee. They let the weasels eat it and they pull it out of their poo.
Ew.
The best coffee ever, man. How else are you
Interesting.
supposed to grind up those beans?
Yeah, man. Of course. All right. So what do you do? You've got Max's cell or his communicator.
I'll
So-
have to walk out there and be like, oh.
And I'll hand this over to Technology. Any way you can figure out who those numbers are. Seems Maxwell has not been forthright about everything. Got some interesting calls on here. Might want to track down. And I just don't like the look of them, you know?
Hmm. I mean, why would we like the look of him?
Mhm.
Sleazy record exec type. Yeah, I'll look into it as best I can.
Okay. What do you want to know? There is a call history. He doesn't record. So almost everything is both video and voice usually in this decade. But he hasn't recorded anything on there. So it's just telling you, these are the numbers he's called. This is how long they've lasted. He seems to have called a lot since last night.
I'm gonna try to, since I don't know who it was, and he doesn't have recordings. What I want to do is kind of put together a timeline of what's
Yeah.
been happening to us
Perfect.
and what numbers he's been calling.
Perfect. One number shows up quite often, and it's essentially after Mariah's band was killed out in front of her hotel. Since then, it's been pretty hot and heavy. There's one number in particular that was called often.
So I'll show Bradcock and be like, "You want to ask him about this number?"
Maximilian. Who's this number right here?
That's Mr. Hernandez's office, her old manager. I was just trying to, work this out civil, like, after they waxed the rest of the band. I'm a little worried.
You were trying to maybe communicate our location and kind of weasel your way at everything.
Why would I do that? I mean, look what they sent it to us. It's not like that was like stray fire. I would have been killed just as well as everyone else. I trying to hedge my bets, guys. Hey, I wanted to talk reasonably to her old manager, figure out if we could come to some kind of understanding,
This, I think, is easy solution. We
Agree. And I'll just put my hand on his shoulder and continue talking.
that is not easy solution. I mean, but not bad easy solution. I say we destroy.
Look, I'm just
phone.
trying to hedge my bets, guys. Hey, that's all. I mean, you may or may not be able to keep us alive. If you weren't, I was trying to call off his dogs. That's all.
Yes, we destroy phone, and he is prisoner now.
I
And,
recorded the numbers before it's destroyed. I'm like, wait, zzz, yep.
and
Was
then,
what was the most recent call at any point in time when we would have known the location that we're at now? Like anytime in the last couple of hours? Okay.
Yes. Although it does not look like he was able to finish the call. Like it didn't connect.
so, but they might still know that we were heading to your families
Right.
out in country.
I have not been here for quite some time, but it's
Guys, I'm not going to lead death squads to where I might be included in the death.
possible. So fine to have him knocked out.
Maxwell, you've been communicating with the very person that's been sending stuff after us. Just shh. Just be
They
quiet.
have been tracing.
Grown-ups are talking.
That is why they found us so easily. They have been tracing you.
I'm told people make good fertilizer for this herb, Max. So zip it
Does technology? Does your family have the pigs?
Oh, something like pigs.
Best mutant six-legged pigs this side of the border.
Yeah, good eating. Those legs, they get big and fat. Just kind of dripping
No.
off the bone.
Maybe we should go show him to old Maximilian here and see if he has anything else he wants to add to his testimony here.
The mutant pigs always demand tribute. We're gonna have to give him one of his fingers, or maybe two.
That is true. We must remember to remove teeth first, so then we don't have to remove from poo later.
So I'm assuming you guys are trying to intimidate Max here to do what you want him to do. So we'll say that was done. He looks pretty frightened. Still protests his innocence, though. It's like, look, come on, I'm a businessman. Wouldn't you do the same? If you knew people were out to try and kill you, wouldn't you try to figure out a way for that not to happen?
I would have done everything I could to keep them from following us, which you
Look,
clearly
the
did.
phone's secure. I'm telling you, they're not tracing that phone.
Well, I guess we'll find out in about an hour.
Gotta tell you, I don't really believe that.
I'm gonna talk to the tribe and get them prepared for unwanted visitors.
Sure. Yeah, not unusual. A lot of people. There's no law out here, so a lot of people try to horn in on their business. They're used to it.
Like mutant pigs are that way.
Yeah. So you guys are out here for a bit, intimidating Max. Mariah comes out, kind of looks things over. She'll tap your character on the shoulder and just kind of say, "What's going on? Why is Max sitting in the mud, looking like he's just crapped himself?"
Your smart manager friend. He has this entire time been calling your former manager while we were running, and that would be why they could find us.
He's been calling Armando?
Yes, that is him.
You sure, Max? Why?
We would still have the phone. We could just show her the call logs too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not Armando's number. I don't know what number that is.
That is what he said. He said it was your former manager.
No, here. She scrolls through the list and it's like, well, no, he's never talked to Armando.
Guess we're going to see them pigs then, aren't we?
This plot, it is like gravy, very thick.
All right, Max. Last chance. Who you calling?
Did you she's scrolling through it, so she has the cell phone. She hits dial.
No, this is
No.
bad.
I thought he smashed it already.
We were talking
No.
about smashing it.
Yeah.
We hadn't
I
smashed
took
it yet.
I took the call log.
She's like, oh, no service out here.
That was not smart thing you did.
Well, it's the quickest way to find out who the number belongs to.
But they can track it.
But it's more fun if we scared out of him, honestly. Right, Maxwell? Last chance, buddy.
Pigs.
Oink, buddy. Oink.
Okay. Okay. So, Armando didn't send you the letter. She's kind of looking at him with daggers.
My goodness.
It was somebody else, Miss Sakura, been talking to. Kind of negotiate a better contract for you, dear. I mean, hey, I can get you so far, but she can probably get you further. All right. So he didn't send the letter. No, he didn't.
And so if he didn't send the letter, are we assuming then he did not send kill squads and ramp up however?
Hey, I don't know anything about that. I wouldn't be here in your company now if I knew people were being sent to kill her.
You said it's a Miss Sakura. What was that name?
Miss Sakura. She's talent contract manager for this group called Horizon.
Wait, that sounds
Oh
familiar.
no, that is our
Shit.
money sticks.
Oh no!
Oh.
Gosh darn it!
Horizons is the one that we're sending the killers.
Oh. Huh.
Yep.
All I know is that they really want Mariah's talent really bad.
They want Mariah's talent dead very bad.
I don't think that's true. Miss Sakura's been pretty vocal about making sure that not a hair on her pretty little wonderfully singing head is harmed.
What they want is they want her back because she's got some sort of other assassin innate, whatever the words are, abilities, and that's what they want. They want their weapon back, and you're leading them right to her. Hell of a manager.
I paid really good money for that phone. I can assure you, no one's tracking that phone.
This phone right here.
Oh,
oh my God! I'm all thumbs. I am so sorry.
Cost me a year's worth of.
Yep.
So
how much of that money came by honestly? I wonder.
Oh, hey, in this biz, what's honest? Yeah.
So Miss Sakura clearly is in league with this Horizon. Horizon has some sort of aims on retrieving Mariah for her, past kills something. We have a sneaking suspicion that they're probably on their way here at the very least soon, right?
So
should we get the hell
Mariah,
out?
still on your shoulder there, Chuck says, "Hey, can I talk to you guys? I don't know if this will help, but let me shed a little bit of light where I can."
Yes, we have new powwow, new talking circle. We do.
So the reason I left Armando is, he was a great manager. He really was. His system went down one weekend. We suspect someone was trying to hack in and steal my new album. And know a little bit about computers. I went in and repaired things, and I found some stuff on there. Some links to Armando's working with the Yaks. Yakuza. They're selling Beetles, BTLs, better than life. Think about it, chips where you slot into your skull, and they basically anything, your wildest imagination, you live it in your head. Right? Highly addictive. Look, when Armando found me, I was really addicted to those things. I got off them. I don't know why Armando would have been dealing with him knowing my history, but I couldn't work for him knowing that. I left, found Max. He's always been in the biz. I had his contact number. Got a hold of Max. Next day, this threat from Armando supposedly comes. And I've been hiding out since.
Well, at least we're getting paid.
That is news. That is definitely news.
It's interesting how some of this information would have been very useful yesterday.
Well, no one asked. I figured Max was handling everything.
Oh, he was handling everything. That's why we're out here instead of in the safety of our.
So,
never mind. I'm not upset.
Could this new Horizons? Could they make BTL of you?
Oh yeah, sure.
Is there legal precedence where you must be dead first?
Well, I mean, I own my likeness, so yeah, I would have to agree to it or be deceased.
That is prediction I have. They want to BTL you, but you must not be here anymore.
I guess. I mean, I've got a lot of fans, but I don't think in that way. I mean, hell, I'm mostly metal. Come on.
I do not know then.
I think Brad Cox's right. She's a weapon. They want her back to whatever corner of the market on these BTLs, or either way, it sure seems like we're gonna have some company soon. We better get prepared.
Yeah.
Mariah, are you gonna help us defend you? Well, it's you. I mean, if they're out to get you one way or another.
Well, I seem to have a skill set that's here.
There's a gun in your leg and there's 5 knives in your chest cavity. I don't know where they are.
Yeah. I find those every once in a while. Yeah, of course. What are we going to do about Max?
We will tie him up and hide him not
him in
in
the pigs.
barn.
Let's hide him in the pigs.
Hide him in the pigs.
No, the pigs will eat him. We cannot put them in barn because if
What better way to hide him than
That's what I meant by hide him in the pigs. That's what we say out here. Just hide him in the pigs.
Yes, it is euphemism. No, we hide him not in barn because I have predictions. I will light this barn on fire before day is over.
Oh,
Hey, you guys still have that number. I mean, if they want me, I mean, maybe if I could just talk to them. I mean, if they want a contract or something, I mean, it's better than being shot at.
I trust her for decisions.
I don't know if I do. Listen, this is Mariah. No offense. You don't know half there is to know about yourself, so I'm not sure. You suddenly getting on the phone with these folks is, I don't know. You're making conversations and decisions, and you don't know the full story of who you're getting in bed with here.
Yeah, this is true. And while I'm not the best judge of character, as she looks at Max, I do know that what Max was able to pay you, probably not enough for you to go through all this trouble. So why?
Why?
What?
Why do you want to go through this if I could just turn myself in? I mean, what's in this for you?
Well, that
I
is
mean,
good.
Max
point.
has not got a ton of money. I don't know what he's been paying you, but it can't be that much.
Yeah. I wonder how he's doing that.
When you say not much, how much you think we're talking about?
Well, I mean, Max was, as far as I know, I'm his only client right now. I mean, he can't have all that much money.
How much money did you make from last job?
At that dive that you guys rescued me from, couple hundred.
Couple hundred or couple 100,000?
In that dive, couple hundred. It was basically enough to pay for the food, lodging, and the rental of the band equipment. I mean, Max couldn't even pay for equipment. We had to rent that stuff.
Right.
So that is, you excuse me. The three of us need to go huddle over here.
Time out.
Time out. You wait right there. We need to go talk.
Maxwell, stay.
Stay.
Right here in the mud. Yes, sir. Yes,
Rub it on your
sir.
face a little,
Become
you know?
one with mud.
Yeah. Because that's your name currently.
My
Mud.
name is Mud. So, what money did Maxwell pay us with?
Well, I mean, I kind of figured it was somebody else's money, but
Yeah, it's
It was not her
Horizon's
money.
also.
Also, technically, we have already been paid for job. If it ends early, it ends early.
So
But-
it's not Horizon's money because Horizon's the Miss Sakura. So whose money is it?
We
Oh, wait,
don't
unless it is-
know because he told us
he was calling Miss Sakura. That's what it was. So it's
he
gotta be
was calling her.
Horizon's
He told us that it was
Armando.
Armando's money
yeah, that was
It was
for
Armando's
that
money.
was owed to Mariah.
money. But
yeah.
yeah, which could be true. No, I don't know.
That's a lot of money.
Could be. Yeah.
It's a lot
And we
of
stole
money.
it.
And that's why he was cool with just taking 18,000.
Which we didn't give him yet.
We didn't. You still have all the money.
I've got 180,000 minus
Coffee and donuts.
Yeah.
Hey, we could walk away,
I feel
but
good about
I
that.
kind of have a thing about people's personal freedoms being infringed upon. As you can tell, the hippie commune that I come from here.
I agree. I do not want to walk away, but I do think if she wants to call and talk to this new person, we could allow, and
What happens if they trigger something in her brain and then she starts, hacking us into bits, and I don't want to fight her.
That would be very bad.
I don't know nothing but that, but
do we staple her to floor and then let her call?
I still feel like she might win.
We'd have to move towards civilization because there's no signal out here.
Yes.
Could maybe relay the drones. We are pretty far out, though.
You could piggyback your drones, get one of them close enough to a signal, and then string them out.
So, luckily, before you crushed that phone, I downloaded the call history and I have the number.
So we're going to allow her to do this, huh? She's going to get on the phone and...
Yes. I was about to say what is worse that could happen, but you already highlighted that she turns murder robot and stabs us all in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully routing through the droids will allow us to obfuscate our location long enough to for her to talk and us not to get killed or bombed.
That seems logical.
All right. Can we get one of your cousins or something to keep an eye on Maximilian?
Yes. Hernando. He takes care of the six-legged pigs.
Good.
Hernando.
He's also the butcher.
Right. If he moves wrong, hide him in the pigs.
Oh, like those last guys, right?
Yeah, those last.
Oh, wait, you haven't been here for a while. I want to make sure we're talking about the same thing, right? I chop him up and I feed him to the pigs, and therefore he's hiding in the pigs, right?
Yeah, pull the teeth, though. Not like last time.
Oh, he fishes out this necklace of teeth. Oh, of course.
I knew that would be a good lesson, having you go find 20, 40, 60, 80 some teeth in the poop.
A tear comes down my eye. I really do love it here. Oh, God.
Nice. All right. She's willing to call. You want to let her call?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You going
I
to
will say I told you so if it happens. I'm just saying. Before I die.
Okay, first of all, go ahead and make me a intellect and tech roll just to see how hard it will be to trace. Okay. Yep. If you're happy with that.
No.
Okay. You have chips you can spend. Your high concept is something I'm sure you can tap on this.
Tech can achieve anything.
Yeah. So you can either take a +2 or do a reroll. Average on 4 fudge dice is 0 is the average.
I'm gonna take a +2.
Okay.
Drop that fate point. I'm down
Make
to
it
1.
a 5.
Or 5. Yeah.
All right. You want to be around to see what's going on the phone?
Well, I'm always around between if it's going through the drones and
Right.
my personal
Okay.
communicator anyway. So
Good
we can give her some privacy.
But you're still listening.
I'll still listen in.
Okay.
Tinny little speaker on my deck.
I want to be within relative range of her, to be honest.
Well, we'll
Okay.
see
Just
her.
in eyesight, maybe.
Within like a movement of her if I need to close the distance or something.
I could stay a little further back.
Okay.
Me as well.
She makes a call, and so online, pretty redhead. I mean, the hair is just phenomenally big, made up, perfect makeup, wearing some fairly nice jewelry. Chuck, make me an intelligence and magic roll.
I'm already nervous. I don't like redheads.
All
They're
right.
crazy.
Intellect and magic. That's a 4 for me.
You can Shadowrun. They are soulless.
Good enough. The
So
jewelry.
That's actually a 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
The jewelry she's wearing has etched figures on them, which is not uncommon. A lot of that is, fake jewelry to make it look all mystical because, magic is a thing in this era and people like to wear stuff that looks all mystical, except hers isn't fake. It's precision done well. It's likely a magical talisman that she's wearing. That roll is good enough for you to know that it may, in fact, be something that is disguising what you're seeing. It could be a magical effect that's disguising what you're seeing.
It is, I would whisper over to technology.
No.
It is a glamour, as you may say.
Oh.
So she answers with the offices of Mr. Hernandez. I'm sorry, Mr. Hernandez is out of the town at the moment. Mariah takes a moment and says, Armando doesn't have a secretary. Who are you? There's a skip and a beat for a moment. She says, Kathy Sakura, do you have information for me? Techno G, you notice that Mariah's cut the video feed, so this woman is not seeing Mariah.
Okay. That's probably good, I imagine.
Yeah. I do have information for you. I understand that you're looking for a certain Mariah Mercurial. I know where she is. What's in it for me? Well, if you can give me information leading to her whereabouts or produce her, even better. Quite a large payday, I imagine. Say 100,000 new yen, if you can produce her.
Lowballing her.
Where can I bring her? Well, where would you like to meet? Club 93. Are you familiar? Oh, yes. A very nice club. Say, tonight? She looks over at one of the closest of you guys.
I would be the closest. I don't. Can we get there tonight? I don't even know if, geographically, we're so far away.
You could. Couple hours.
8-legged horses.
I will slowly and reluctantly nod.
Horses.
Late tonight. Club 93. I will bring Mariah. Connection ends. I'm assuming you guys listened in on that. Look, again, I don't know what max paid you guys. I'm glad that you've taken me this far. And you're correct. I don't know enough about myself to know what I'm getting into. But I don't see why I have to get you all killed over it. Can you get me back to Seattle?
8-legged lizard horses.
There are a lot of vehicles here. So it's Nomad Gang, meaning that they've got all kinds of stolen motorcycles, vans, ATVs. They've got lots of vehicles.
Really wanted 8-legged lizard.
But we're a bit over midnight my time. We want to call it here, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that?
Good
Yeah.
place.
Are you guys okay for one more in this? We should be able to finish in one.
100%.
Absolutely.
All righty. Well, there we are, part 2 of our Shadowrun adventure. A little heavy on the intrigue. I don't know if you guys do a lot of intrigue in your gaming, but it's kind of something I do a lot of.
No, I
like it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, very cool. Well, let's sign off here. Chuck, anything you want to plug? And
Defenders of Cobalt. Let's see. That's me. You can catch us this Wednesday, this Thursday, this Friday, this Saturday. We're running all sorts of stuff. It's great. Twitch.tv/Defenders of Cobalt, or you can find me on Twitter at Cobalt Defenders to keep track of all the cool shit we're doing.
Cool. Christopher.
Two Old Guys Games. Twitter is 2OG Games. And we have the Salty Funnel, which just kickstarted. As a matter of fact, we have a very special world premiere of the pirate theme with Defenders of Cobalt on
11th.
the 11th.
Yep.
June 11th. That's tomorrow's June. It's almost June.
Not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
That's correct.
Nice.
And that's going to be super exciting because we have some interesting guest players for
Yes,
that.
we do.
Very good. Jeff.
Adventures in Lollygagging, twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. We do tomorrow night, watch Chuck and I. We play Heart, 7 Pacific, 9 Central. And then Saturday, I got Mutineer Zero earlier in the day because I'm hopefully playing that Goblins game on the Defenders, I think.
Yes.
Thursday, I'm on twitch.tv/ZweihanderRPG for our weekly game there. And then Mondays, we drop our audio podcast. So just look up Adventures in Lollygagging and you'll find it. So
Wow, listen, you guys all having like laid out schedules and everything.
Yeah.
I'm Bert. I do Of Steam, Steel, and Murder, a podcast, and I haven't put out anything for a month, but I've got hundreds of things to put up. Look for something soon. Bluemagic.com, BLUMAGIK is the easiest way to get there. We have close to 400 episodes of various games done for over a decade now. So there's a lot of back catalog. Chuck, thank you very much for getting this out on Notorious DMG. I think it's on tonight.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's where
awesome.
we're at.
All right, guys, I appreciate it, and let's shoot for one more session using the Fate system.
sounds great.
Sounds great by
Absolutely.
me.
Wonderful.
All right. Thanks for watching. I'll sign us off.